In part 1, our 997.1 turbo hit 662 horsepower.
That is a dyno record right there. Woo! 662.
Impressive, but not the goal. Both Brandon and Rob came into this session with one number in mind: 850.
My goal is 850.
850?
That's my goal.
We're getting...
My goal is 850.
I like 850.
Whatever Rob's goal is, that's my goal.
That's my number goal, but I still would like to see 20.
What happens next surprised everyone, including them.
So when you started this journey, did you think you were going to be jumping into turbos this quickly?
No, I did not. I actually thought we would be NA only.
Yeah, I remember when I first talked to you, I could see the struggle where you're like, you wanted to help, and you're like, but you're like, it's so much is happening so fast. I could see you're like, is it time yet?
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of did, well, I could see the what the hell moment. Let's just go ahead and, I mean, performance is performance. Not everything is about the twisties, and some people like the half mile, some people like quarter mile, some people love road racing and cone dodging and
Yeah. So it's application specific. I do think the turbos are really good for rat racing around the streets and stuff like that. Maybe even a little more than the NAs. I just still like an NA motor better on track on the road courses. But at the end of the day, they're all the same. I mean, it's all kind of in our target. Definitely focusing on the 99 through 08s has been a big thing, and so pulling on the Meskers opened us up to the turbos and the GT3s. But we've also slow rolled it, right? Like we haven't gone out and tried to advertise to get a bunch of them and overwhelm ourselves with them. And you've been extremely patient with yours, and we've just kind of worked at it and went kind of like we're doing here. I'm comfortable going a little further and a little further until we've made it to this point.
I think it's really cool that you're open to. I mean, obviously you're already open to being uncomfortable by starting this whole thing,
Yes.
But because this was a huge thing to take on to begin with. But
The plan was never to build a high horsepower turbo car this early. But once the first 997 turbo came through the doors, things changed. Pull after pull. The car just kept responding.
I would say the noise level stayed pretty steady. I would say the desk was definitely shaking a little more.
Boost looked clean.
764.
Temps were stable. Everything was clicking, so they turned it up.
793, 836, or 852. Oh yeah, I liked it a lot. 883.
want to do one more?
Yeah.
I mean, short answer, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And on the final pull, it happened.
Okay.
896 and 774. All right.
They came in chasing 850 and left with 896. Proof that even when you think you've hit your limit, there's always more in the tank.
Okay, so thoughts?
I'm happy. Yeah, it did kind of what I expected, which is a good thing, because I mean, it's the times where you get something and it's unexpected and it doesn't meet expectations, and that's when you're
saying if we made 720, this would have been a loss.
Depends on what boost.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Because we did make 720 at one point.
Yeah.
So, but where it's at now is about where I thought it was at before. Mm-hmm. I never was able to dyno. I was only able to real world test against other people. But yeah.
Now then, tell me a little bit more about the turbos that you've got on this.
So these are they're Tile Alphas, 3076s. They literally were built with the hot end in mind to bolt directly to the stock manifolds. So that way you didn't have to do the tubular manifolds, which in my opinion are usually, unless you do like a Connell or like some really good thick gauge ones, I don't like them because they crack and, you know, just the upkeep alone. So, and also the easeability of just swapping on stock stuff is just awesome. So that's what they built them for. Because of that, obviously the sizing of them, you know, is not real ideal. And also they've been around for a bit. So when they first came out, you know, they didn't have the newest wheel, you know, the hot size could have been maybe a little bit bigger, things like that. But they're great little turbos. And for the street, you know, are they the best for the half mile event? No. Are they the best for like road racing? No. But for the in-between, I can't really think honestly of a funner turbo setup. So,
well, I have to say I'm super impressed. The Plex boost controller seemed to do pretty well. We were trying to get up to that 28 and we kind of got stuck about what, 27, 26 and a half,
yeah,
somewhere
26
around
and a half,
there.
yep.
Okay, all right, so that's still quite a bit of boost.
Yeah.
896 horsepower is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's a number I didn't think we'd hit anytime soon on our dyno, so glad to know it held up. And then I think the surprise was these little guys. I don't know if it's this cone-shaped design doing a Venturi effect, but at one point there under 26 PSI, we saw 40 pounds of torque gain off of this little sucker.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I still would like to test versus the stock box. Because I mean, we could like keep it exactly the way it is, throw on the stock air box, and I'd be curious to see, like, I mean, do they do as good, or does the stock airbox do as good? Because without them, you'd think no restriction at all would be the best. But that's not always the case. Like the data just tells you, right?
The shaping of the air coming in makes a big difference. The E85 was a win. We definitely needed more fuel pump for that, but you know, we were able to make that happen since we already had 2 of the pumps installed. We just had to hook the other one up. Okay, well, that was an awesome time. Thanks for filling in. You know, enjoyed having you for the
my pleasure
break-in and for the tuning of it. And when Philip had to step out, having you step in and take over the Motec was awesome. And so that we could get it finished out today.
It's a great system.
Yep. Well, great work, great job. Thanks for letting us build your engine. It was an absolute blast.
Thank you for taking care of me. For a lot of people that didn't know, this car sat for 5 years. And most of that was because I was honestly waiting for somebody that I could trust. And I probably reached out to, I kid you not, 10, 15 people. And I reached out to you, met you, and I knew right away you're going to be the one building my motor, and here we are.
Awesome.
So thanks for everything.
Thanks for your faith and your confidence, and can't wait to see it on the road.
For sure.
Awesome.
All right.
This build started as a test and turned into proof. Proof that 850 wasn't the limit, just the next checkpoint. There's more to come, more power, more testing, more stories from the dyno room. This isn't the end of the 997 turbo journey. It isn't even the end of our story at Slakker. We're just getting started.
I'm Philip. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out another video, check it out right there.